I'd like to welcome everybody to the East Lyme Zoning Board of Appeals meeting of June 2nd, 2025, to order. Tonight we are sitting John Manning, Wayne Blair, Spencer Clapp, myself, and Patricia Kozlowski, if you wouldn't mind coming up. Yeah, you can sit here.
I'll sit at the end. I'll sit at the end.
You sure I could move my stuff?
No, that's good. Okay.
Okay. Tonight we have a public hearing. I now open the application of East Lyme Zoning Board of Appeals, case 1-2025, application of Keith Dominjon. Hope I'm pronouncing it correct. Domian? Excuse me.
Domian.
For a variance in East Lyme zoning regulation section 7.33. Excuse me. Setbacks from 75 feet to 17 feet for placement of an 8 by 10 foot shed at property located at 11 Hoskins Street, Niantic. Assessors map 22.14, lot 37. I note the legal ad is run and copies are on file. Notice have been sent to the abutters and the copies are in the file. So, with that being said, the applicant is more than welcome to give a presentation.
Hi, my name is Keith Damian. My wife, Lita Damian.
Go to the mic.
Oh,
Over
okay,
here.
mic, okay.
Thank you. It just records it better.
All right, sure. Good evening. My name is Keith Damian. That's my wife, Taliba Damian. We reside at 11 Hoskins Street in Niantic. We own our home there. And again, we're respectfully requesting a variance from the 75-foot setback requirements for a shed in the R10 zoning district to allow placement for that shed at the front of the property line. Just reiterating the letter, my property does have a unique physical characteristic that justifies its variance. The property line abuts another private property rather than a public road, unlike most lots in the R10 district. This configuration renders the 75-foot setback requirement disproportionately restrictive, as it consumes a significant portion of my lot's usable space and prevents me from placing a shed in a practical location. And again, the abutting property has their main residence probably within 10 feet of that property line that where I wanted to put the shed. This hardship is not self-created, as it arises from a lot's pre-existing configuration, and the requested variance reducing the setback to 70 feet is the minimum necessary to alleviate this hardship. Again, the proposed shed will not impact public health, safety, or welfare, and it will not be visible from any public road and can be screened with landscaping to minimize any visual impact on the abutting property. I appreciate the consideration and available to provide additional information if needed and only have to be requested.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Commission, questions?
Have we received anything back from any of the property abutters for or against this variance?
I've talked to a couple of the residents, Marge, and they had nothing against. They didn't have any issue with it, and also, the Hoskins, who were, what's their last name? Yeah. And the one's right next to us. The one's right next to yeah, Joan Luther. We talked to them and they didn't have an issue with it either.
And we received nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Obviously, there's nobody here for or against it. I don't see anybody else in the building.
Before or against?
She's for it.
Well, yes, well,
She wants to get
Yes, we're going to assume that.
Out the way.
I assume you are. This is Peter's wife. I mean, or you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Well, if nobody has any questions, we can probably close the public hearing and we can go right to deliberation.
I move that we close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right. So, in the regular meeting, I pointed out that the 75-foot setback is not required here. You're on the driveway, you're not on the road, you're on the driveway. The way I see it, the only variances you need is a 30-foot from the street line request to 9 feet, and from the rear or side yard, 12 feet to 7 feet. That's the way I see this. And I'm not sure how the rest of the board sees it, but that's what I see. Anybody else?
Yeah, could you go over again? The 7 feet would be here, what they have on that thing,
Yes,
and.
and 9
wouldn't-
feet here.
And 9 feet there?
Yeah,
and
there's plenty of
7
land
feet.
back here.
Yeah, 7 feet,
That has nothing, there's nothing, it's just those 2 spots where he needs a variance, 7 feet and 9 feet. And like I said, it appears to be, in my opinion, I drove through there, it appears to be in harmony in the neighborhood. A lot of people are encroaching in less than what the regulation says. In fact, the house next door, the shed,
Yeah.
is just about on the property,
Yeah, just about.
right next door to you.
Yeah, yeah,
And down the street, there's a 2-car garage that's 15 feet from the road, maybe.
Yeah.
So I say, I hope you don't mind if you were home, if you saw a car there yesterday morning.
did you?
I didn't go on your property,
Yeah, no.
but there was some lady walking the street, I was parked on the street,
Okay.
Okay,
and I didn't go on your property, I just walked around and took some
did
pictures,
you, yeah.
which I generally do, try to see it, get the feel for it.
Get a visual, yeah.
And anyway,
There.
like I say, the board can participate in whether they feel, but that's the way I see it.
Would you like to entertain a motion, or?
If somebody wants to make a motion?
I will so move, as the chairman specified, allowing the variance for the setback for, I believe it was 9 feet on the side,
Mm-hmm.
and
No, was that the front?
9 feet.
Yeah, well, that'd be the front.
okay, that
Front
would
is
be
9 feet.
allowing
30
it
feet to 9 feet.
30 feet to 9 feet on the front, and
You can either rear or side yard. Call it the rear yard, I guess.
which is to 7 feet, correct?
Yeah, from 12
From 12 to 7,
feet.
and from 30 to 9. Is that correct?
Yes.
I so move that we approve a variance with those parameters. Is there a second,
I'll second that.
Mr. Chairman?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So approved.
Awesome.
Hmm?
I just want a motion to adjourn.
Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Make it easy.